Close your eyes. You're a Christian princess beneath a sky of soft blue. Your horse moves like a hymn across the hillside. A chapel bell rings in the distance. All right, snap out of it and rein it in. Welcome to another deep dive, where today we're saddling up to explore a subgenre you might have seen stir-upping a bit of nostalgia on some internet forums, but perhaps never fully understood. Giddy up, princess, because it's time to testify about what makes Christian horse girl K-pop eternal, even among netizen naysayers. Now, let's clear things up right away. Despite the name, this genre doesn't really involve religion or horses, or, religious horses. The term is pure fan speak, mashing up Christian and horse girl to evoke a specific vibe of immaculate innocence that goes back to the beginnings of idol music. Though it wouldn't be until 2022, with K-pop's dead genre, Christian horse girl music playlist by the YouTuber AJNBCR, that the term gained viral traction, cementing a previously unnamed aesthetic into fandom vocabulary. Fan-created playlists like this often strike a ridiculous tone that delights in the absurd while genuinely appreciating the music. Think about the horse girl archetype, often pictured as a country girl, maybe a bit sheltered, embodying an innocence that contrasts sharply with a more city girl image. It's the rhinestones, ribbons, and romantic delusions of early Taylor Swift's love story era, infused with the polished precision, synchronized skirts fluttering, and emotional maximalism that only K-pop can bring. The result is a concept built around themes of young love, innocence, and a sincere emotionality that stands in sharp contrast to the westernized and edgier trends dominating much of Korea's music scene today. So, what does this actually sound like? Let's break down some of the most iconic tracks that define Christian horse girl music. We've got about a few minutes to cover these 9 absolute classic songs, so cue the strings and tighten your bows. First up, Gfriend. The group most widely considered the epitome of Christian horse girl K-pop. Their track, Rough, is an absolute legend of the genre. Lyrically, it hits all the right notes. A melancholic tale about regretting not confessing to the love of your life, complete with time travel motifs. It's also famously set in a school, part of their iconic school trilogy, which really emphasizes that core innocent feeling central to the CHGK vibe. Musically, Rough is a masterclass. It showcases those classical inspirations with prominent soaring strings that build tension beautifully into the choruses. Then comes the powerful, rock-influenced instrumental break, leading into that iconic finale, a stunning high note right after a perfectly executed delayed beat drop. It's the textbook example of Christian horse girl K-pop for a reason. Next up, we have Lovelyz confectionery anthem, Ah Chu. It begins, disarmingly, with a tender piano prelude before launching headlong into a bright, synthetic reverie. Yet those who dismiss it as mere bubblegum should listen more keenly. Ah Chu is a cunning piece of craftsmanship soaring through no less than 4 key changes that create an awesome sense of progression, resolving in the final chorus's A major, releasing all the built-up tension like the perfect sneeze you didn't know you needed. The lyrics hook you from the start with, I think I found someone I want to cook for, and by the end, you're riding a full-blown sugar high. A popular take among fans is that the literal Ah Chu sound isn't just a cute hook, but a metaphor for uncontrollable feelings, similar to the more famous nosebleed trope from manga and anime. The earliest entrant on our list, APink. APink helped revive a sound and image that had all but disappeared from K-pop after the first-generation idols like SES and Thin KL. Their 2011 debut, I Don't Know, produced by Shinsadong Tiger and Super Chengdai, became an early cornerstone of what we now recognize as Christian horse girl K-pop. From the first notes, we're greeted with an orchestral swell that feels straight out of a fairy tale. Lyrically, it leans into the genre's signature theme of unspoken love and emotional frustration. Harmonically, it's way more complex than it gets credit for, using secondary dominance and even hints of negative harmony to keep the listener off balance but emotionally engaged. There's a modal shift mid-chorus, and of course, a key change in the final chorus paired with the classic delayed beat drop. It's sweet, it's sad, it's secretly sophisticated. And now, we arrive at what may be K-pop's most charming anomaly. A track that dares to start with an ethereal, theremin-like synth, creating a nostalgic, almost MIDI-type sound, so subtly that most reviews missed it entirely. Gfriend's Me Gustas Tu is textbook Christian horse girl K-pop. Lush strings, a blossoming chorus, and lest anyone grow too comfortable, a surprise rock instrumental kicks in mid-song. It is a marvel of innocence. No English hooks, no obligatory rap break to snap the spell, just pure melody. This was Gfriend's very first comeback, and it soared into wider recognition thanks in part to a now legendary slippery stage performance, where the girls fell repeatedly, but stood back up each time to finish the song unshaken. In an industry that was beginning to mistake volume for talent, true sincerity stood out all the more. Now for a fairy tale within a fairy tale, April's April Story. This one literally opens with For Elise, tinkling from a music box. The girls spinning around elegantly like porcelain figurines. From there, it blossoms into a track full of string flourishes and even unexpected electric guitar. It's a classic allegory about a spring fairy who can't confess her love to a snow prince. And the chord progressions echo that dramatic fantasy arc. There's a swelling build-up into the chorus, a delayed drop, and a breathtaking final sky-high note. It's pure Christian horse fairy tale cinema orchestrated with all the sincerity and sparkling melancholy of a snow globe that can't be shaken back into spring no matter how hard one tries. Next is OhMyGirl. Closer doesn't just sound spiritual, it is spiritual. Originally written as a Christian worship song, it brings that same reverence into the realm of K-pop. You can hear it in the way the chords swell like a Sunday morning choir, in the breathy vocals that feel like whispered devotions. And then the bridge hits. It doesn't build, it ascends.
I'm closer, I'm closer, I'm closer.
Harmonies stack like cathedral arches, and that final high note, that's not just technique, that's transcendence. And while you're caught in OhMyGirl's trance, the choreography brings you to the heavens itself, tracing the entire zodiac of constellations across the stage. It's one of those rare pop moments that feels less like entertainment and more like revelation. Fast forward to the 4th gen. From its nines to Heart brings CHGK into the Idol School era. It's from their debut track released right after Idol School that sounds like a love letter to the genre's past. The orchestral swells we love, acoustic touches, and a high note that delivers like a graduation speech. The lyrics are literal schoolgirl confession core, and with its simpler structure, it shows how CHGK evolved to suit modern listening habits while preserving its emotional sincerity. The kind that doesn't try to impress with complexity, but instead disarms you with earnest charm. Next is CSR. CSR's Shining Bright adds sparkle to the J-pop-influenced end of the Christian horse spectrum. It's upbeat, optimistic, and packed with layered vocals. Despite its bubblegum surface, it keeps the genre alive through lush strings, piano embellishments, and, yes, a final chorus, delayed beat drop. Bonus points. It's not just about romance. Instead, Shining Bright feels like a natural heir to the classic Christian horse girl blueprint, but with a Gen Z twist. Instead of fixating on unspoken crushes or distant princes, CSR shifts the focus inward, to growing up, believing in yourself, and finding your place alongside others. Musically, the track balances the genre's trademark orchestral warmth with a brighter, lighter touch, layering sparkling synths and soft harmonies that feel less like a fairy tale escape and more like a sunrise you're ready to meet. It's not about waiting for magic to find you, it's about realizing your own potential magic. And finally, who says boys can't be Christian horse girls? Enter TWS with Plot Twist and the rise of the fresh guy concept. It ditches the edgy boy crush vibe for something softer, sweeter, and way more refreshing. With a bright synth-pop sound, clean melodies, and lyrics about new beginnings, the way only a rookie group can pull off. Plot Twist proves that the CHGK spirit isn't just for girls. In the video, the boys draft a wholesome 3-step plan to win someone over. 1. Say hi. 2. Start a conversation. 3. Leave a great first impression. And here's the kicker. It works. Not just on their fictional crushes, but on us, the listeners. In boy group land, rebellion sometimes looks like kindness and not bravado. So, why aren't we hearing horse girl music anymore? Part of it is the industry's shift toward maximalism and louder beats, trend-chasing genre mashups, and a relentless push for virality. The quiet sincerity of orchestral pop and acoustic-led confessionals doesn't always play well on TikTok. There's also been a cultural pivot. Innocence and idealism now often get read as naive or outdated, especially in a market where edge sells. The fairy tale aesthetics of first loves, white dresses, and wide-open fields have been replaced by city lights, boss energy, and digital fantasy. It's not that those feelings disappeared. They've just been translated into a new dialect, one that speaks in filters, flexes, and fast cuts instead of ballads, blushes, and violins. But nostalgia has a way of galloping back. Because even in an industry defined by trends, there's something eternal about songs that ache softly, confess slowly, and sparkle like sunlight. Whether it rides in on orchestral swells or glides in on airy synths, Christian horse girl K-pop reminds us that sincerity still sells. So next time someone asks what your favorite K-pop genre is, take a breath and say it with your whole chest, Christian horse girl music.